Why, if you have that luxury of time, you have enough time for vacation, summer, whenever you're going for holidays, just try to see one or two movies. Maybe probably movies that are family oriented or probably something you could learn from. Do you understand? So there's this particular movie I was actually seeing on Netflix. So I don't really have that luxury of time because I'm always a busy person. So I think some days ago, because it's getting towards the Christmas season, and it's gonna be a season where everybody needs to rest, go see their loved one, and spend good quality time with them. You understand? Because the year is gonna start up anytime soon. So it's just few days left. So this movie is called Bloody Legacy. I think probably it's a South African movie. I think they featured one Nigerian actor like that. I think he's an international actor, so he's not too popular in our Nigerian movies like that. So one thing I learned about this movie, if you have time, go and check for the movie Bloody Legacy. So if you have time, go and check. It's an interesting movie though. I learned there's something I picked out from this movie. I know some women are gonna attack me and say you always talk about women. No, I keep saying these things. I have sisters, and in the future, I'm gonna have daughters. So if I say these things, it's also applicable to them too as well. So you understand. One thing I notice is if a woman needs an attention from her partner, from her husband precisely, please, whenever you have that time, please kindly give it to her, because any man that doesn't give the wife attention or doesn't put or profound any solution to an existing problem surrounding that woman, my brother, if anybody outside give that woman that solution, the only way for that woman to compensate that person is either she gives him a very good kiss or open those things in between her legs, and she sees nothing wrong with it. Now, she will end up playing the victim and you will end up apologizing. I'm telling you for truth. Just watch that movie. Brotherly, watch that movie. I learned something from that movie. And this woman is actually a very nice woman, very hardworking, industrious. But the time she needed her husband, I probably feel the husband was not a bit comfortable about she going back to the family because the family is very corrupt. But she needed to because the father convinced her. But she needed to go back so that she can keep the legacy for the family, you understand? Because the father convinced her to take over the business because the brothers were not too. I don't feel the father was comfortable for the brothers to take over the business. And guess what? She never intended to go back to take that business because the husband also wasn't in support of that as well, because she was not supporting the family too, because I think they were shady things and the family were a bit corrupt to some extent. So but she had no choice to correct things. But guess what? The guy she was probably in, I think they had something when they were a little younger in their teenage age before she left the city, based on one or two circumstances that occurred in the family that she was unable to bear. So she left to another city and she got married, had children, and the rest of that. So you know why? When she came back, this man was the only man that was providing solution to her existing problems that was a burden to her. But when she needed the husband to grant her solutions to those problems, the husband wasn't anywhere to be found. He was just there. So, but he couldn't do anything. But rather, this man was the only person helping her out. But the way she could satisfy and make this man compensate him was just to sleep with him at the end of the day. Nah, this story, I've not seen this movie finish, but what thing I learn, God, you have to be very careful with this particular gender. You see, women, they have no other thing to satisfy or compensate you with whenever you give them a solution to their problem. They feel sex is that paramount thing, that utmost thing a man is always after. So she gave it to the guy at a platter. Come off that shit, man.